Hey, I don't know about you, but I'm having a hard time figuring out when it is and when it is not the proper way to be politically correct. So much in the news about doing the right thing, being politically correct, not offending anybody, that you kind of wonder which way to turn. Several examples. Mark Cuban is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, great basketball team. Cuban's made a lot of money, multi-billionaire, and a very aggressive owner, has gotten fined for saying some things about the league that should have been said, in my opinion. Of course, he's playing by the rules of that league. Let me read to you what he said last week that has caused a firestorm across the country in the minds of many, many people. He talks about being politically correct, and he says this. He says, I know I'm bigoted in a lot of ways. If I see a black kid in a hoodie and it's late at night, I'm walking to the other side of the street. And if I'm on the other side of the street, there's a guy that has tattoos. He's a white guy, and he's got a bald head, tattoos everywhere. I'm walking back to the other side of the street. And the list goes on of stereotypes that we all live up to and are fearful of. And so a lot of people say, oh, he's a racist. He shouldn't be talking about a black guy in a hoodie or a tattooed guy with nose rings or whatever it happens to be. Look, Mark Cuban, I agree with you. If I'm out at night on the street, and I see anybody coming towards me, black or white, who has a hoodie on, who looks big and in any way menacing, I'm going to walk to the other side of the street. I'm not looking for trouble. And I can tell you through some personal experiences and things I've seen. Got a young relative who was down in New Orleans on the street about 3 weeks ago. Coming down the street, they got this new knockout game. We think that's what happens. Someone comes along and just knocks him out. Knocks him cold, has a concussion. He's going to be weeks recovering. And quite frankly, if he'd seen who was coming at him, he'd walked to the other side of the street or gotten out there and gotten some help. Look, I got 3 daughters. Some kid comes to the door with tattoos all over him, nose ring or piercings, got a mohawk haircut. You don't think I'm not going to profile that guy? I'm going to do it, and you as a parent are going to do it, and don't tell me otherwise. So, of course, we profile. Of course, we make judgments, particularly when the circumstances call for it. Now, if it's raining outside and kind of cold, maybe a lot of people wear hoodies. If it's not raining outside, it's not that cold, why's the guy got on a hoodie? I'm down in New Orleans. Remember the Grand Ole Roosevelt Hotel? A lot of you listeners all over the country remember the broadcast from WWL nationwide, Saturday night from the Blue Room of the Roosevelt Hotel. It's opened back up a Grand Hotel. I'm in the Blue Room at a birthday party last year. I leave a little early because I want to get back to Baton Rouge to get ready for my radio show on Sunday morning. I go into a parking lot where you have to go up the elevator. You pay as you come. You pay first, then you go up to get your car. There's a young man, happened to be black, in the elevator, holds the door open for me, got a hoodie on. Not that cold outside, not raining. He wants me to get in the elevator with him and to go up 3 or 4 floors. I waited. There was probably nothing wrong. He was probably being polite. But you know what? I didn't take a chance. I profiled. I said, no. I said, hey, I'm waiting for someone. Thanks so much. And I didn't go up with him. When I did go up the elevator, I was very, very cautious, being defensive. I was profiling. And there's nothing wrong with that, to use your good common sense about the scenario in which you're in. And so we so overreact to these items. Dan Snyder owns the Washington Redskins, great football team. I've covered the Redskins for a long, long period of time. And Snyder is under attack right now because of the name the Redskins. Most of the Democrats in the U.S. Senate say should change that name. That name is racist. Well, most of these Democrats have signed up, like my Senator Mary Landrieu down in Louisiana. She's been there for, 15, 16 years. Didn't have a problem with it until all of a sudden it became more politically correct to beat up on the name Redskins. I don't see a big problem with the Redskins. It's tradition, been there for a long period of time. I don't see the negatives. But you know what? Let's assume there are some negatives. Then the recourse is don't go to the games. Don't patronize owner Dan Snyder. Don't give him any money. That's how you handle that. He's the owner. He's put up billions of dollars. It's his team. It's his decision. Now, if I don't like that, I can boycott. I can turn off the TV set and cut down on the television revenue. I can not buy tickets for the game, and that answers the problem. So my point is, you got to use some common sense in making these decisions. I profile, you profile. There's a balance there in what you do. but I'm looking out for myself and my family. I think you ought to do the same thing. Just my thoughts. I'll be back right after these messages.